Hello again, and welcome to Waseda University's English podcast series titled Rigorous Research, Real Impact. In this series, we dive into interesting conversations and stories from Waseda's vibrant academic and cultural community. I'm your host, Fabian Johannes, a PhD student in the Graduate School of Economics here at Waseda. In today's episode, we're looking into the complex and vital field of conflict analysis and peace building. We'll be discussing how communities and nations navigate the difficult path from conflict to resolution and what it takes to build a sustainable peace from the ground up. We're grateful to have Associate Professor Megumi Kagawa from the Faculty of Social Science as our guest expert today. Her work focuses on conflict analysis and peace building with extensive research on local, community-led peace initiatives, particularly in the context of the Bangsamoro peace process in the southern Philippines. Welcome to the show, Professor Kagawa.
Thank you for having me. It was my pleasure.
Professor, your research, such as your chapter Uneven Peace Infiltration, offers an important look at peace processes from the ground up. You explore how national peace agreements impact local, pre-existing peace initiatives led by the communities involved in the conflict. Could you explain the challenges these local communities face when a national agreement is implemented, and perhaps introduce what is meant by hybrid peace building in such contexts?
Okay, let's start from there, what that means, the hybrid peace building, because hybrid means standing mixing with one and another one. And then one thinks about liberal peace building, which is institutional building, like in other words, state building. And then another one is a local customary governance, so how local community trying to govern themselves and then trying to hybrid. Because if you are imposing an international norm of liberal peace building, they might defend. So that's why we're trying to mix it and then hybrid the peace building. And then also in the reality, even they sign the peace agreement, it might not be implemented soon. So we're trying to find a way to how to implement, and also it could be the elite lead peace building. So ground people, if they have a different kind of a social hierarchy, it's difficult to go down the older peace dividend on the ground. So we're trying to find out how we can try to give them a space to live. That's why my research is local peace building, because it's a local community, it's a space for people to live. So that's how people make a life, and then how they build a peace. And that's space of the first and the last peace building. So people started to build a peace from down the ground, and then it might be break from the local level, not from the top level. So that's why very important to research for maintain the peace and start the peace and then encourage the peace. Local peace building is very important. So that's why I'm looking from the ground up situation. And then also the legal rationale source to gain the power sometimes be abused. Culturally, it might be different the way they interpret it institutional level. So that's why we're trying to look for the more soft power to govern themselves. War divided the people into different communities, so we have to bridge community. So it's all community divided. So we're trying to find a way how they bridge each other. My definition of a hybrid peace building is not only the mixing with the institutional or liberal peace building and then a local governance system, but also mixing with a rebel governance. Because the rebel is the one who are in the peace process, and also they are the one to the power in transition time. So that's why I mean hybrid means three-way to mix it. And then you wonder why being in the Philippines almost 15 years on the ground.
That's a long time.
Yes, that's a long time commitment. Because as a Japanese, I feel my social obligation to contribute to peace in the Philippines, because 85 years ago, Japanese were the invader in the Philippines. But this time, we are the supporter for the peace. So that's why not only researching itself, but also trying to work with them to build the peace.
So those were your personal reasons to choose this area that you wanted to contribute to. Thank you very much for these insights, Professor. I think they provide a clear picture of the complexities at the local level. But it makes me curious about your own path to this field. Your course syllabi mention a rich background working with various organizations like JICA and the UN University. Can you briefly tell us what these institutions focus on and how these experiences in international cooperation led you to your current academic research on conflict and peace building?
First of all, I wanted to work in this field, and then I started the career from the working at the more security studies, like a counter-terrorist operation. So my first work was in Atlantic Council in the Washington, D.C. think tank. It's a NATO-based think tank. So I worked with the military side and then also intelligence side. And then later I worked as the secretary to the former Japanese Diet member. So I've been working for them from the behind the scene, how the diplomatic negotiation and the international question goes on. And then also I work in the UN University. So how the international norm in peace building has been echoing and implementing in the international community. But at the same time, I also work at the Japanese government to implement the peacekeeping operation. And then I planned and implemented and evaluated from the Tokyo to the conflict zone. So, but each mission, I felt this is the peace dividend and not going to the ground. So people are still suffering. So maybe even peace infiltration that I felt. So I need to find something like a policy, operational, and diplomatic tool to implement a more people-friendly tool. Of course, Japan has some security tool, but still, we need to have something more easy to use it for the different actors and then a different organization. So this is why I decided to go to academia, because when I'm trying to operate some PKO mission, I found that academic researcher is very far from the reality. And it's very difficult to apply in our area. So that's why I thought, okay, something we all can use it. And then we can more deliver peace on the ground.
So you mentioned a peace dividend before. So can we understand that this is the impact of your work to the people that are affected? Would that be correct? So you basically went from a top level through academia to the ground level because you think the peace dividend that you can provide will be more or bigger for the people.
Yes, and then also I didn't feel that like filtrating the peace from the top level to the ground level. So I wanted to have something tool to go flow. Everything goes in between. So that's why I become an academic researcher from the ground level.
That's fascinating to hear how your practical experience have so deeply informed your academic work. Now this brings me to the context of why you're based now in Tokyo, Japan, at Waseda University. Now from the perspective of your field, what is the significance of researching peace building and conflict resolution from Japan? How does being here shape your perspective on global conflicts, particularly in Asia?
As you know, Japan has very less resources and then also small country. But we started the war and also we recover from the war. So this is sending a message to those who are trying to build the peace now. So this is kind of encourage them to go, look, Japan could done. Why not you? So that's me trying to working with them and trying to find a way we could be the better for you. Not copy and paste of our way, but still we can try to talk about it. Maybe we can try to think together how we can work together. I think Japan has some flexible cultural adaptability. So whatever the new things we think it's fun or good or nice, we adapt. So I think this flexibility will open to the many innovation. So that's why Japan is a good place to start like a peace building. We need an innovation. So that's why I thought it's good to be staying in Japan and then learning like how Japanese adapting and different things, and then also providing a diversity. And then that's how we love to adapt and then also accommodate many things. And then we innovate in our Japanese way. So everybody can maybe do the same way or different way. So they can choose. So we Japan choose and then mixing with everything. And I think that's the one way they can learn from how we hybrid maybe. The society itself is we keep the freedom of speech. And then those who wanted to innovate, social innovation, we need to talk. So dialogue is important. So I think Japan is a good place to do social innovation. And then also we have physically good infrastructure and then easy to move around in Tokyo. And you can find a different kind of cuisine. So it's good to stay and you can experience different kind of culture, multicultural place. And also Japan is a gateway to the Asia. So if you like to explore Asia, Japan could be the good gateway.
You have already touched upon why it's interesting to be in Japan from that perspective. Now, how would you say do students and the academic community here in Japan engage with topics like peace building, which might seem still geographically a bit distant but are globally relevant?
We are trying to reflecting how and what we have been through, but also it's kind of a different context, but still I think we can try to share and learn. And then Japanese society also know what the war mean to the people.
Now I'd like to shift our conversation for any potential future Waseda students listening today. And hearing about your research and experience, I'm sure many would be excited about the chance to study these topics here at Waseda University. And for students interested in peace building and international cooperation, what makes Waseda School of Social Sciences and the Transnational and Interdisciplinary Studies in Social Innovation, or Taishi program, a unique and appealing place to learn?
I think School of Social Science English degree program we call the Taichi program. This kind of unique, and we are a very small community compared other English program at Waseda. And that's why I remember every single student name. And then I know how they grown up and then their capacity too. We trying to give a very detailed comments. So that's, I think, I see their development within the 4 years.
Sounds like very tailor-made education.
It's very much. And then also, because peace building, we need to know how to talk. So in my classes, we have a discussion-based class. And then 60% of students come from all over the world. So that means it's kind of a everyday model UN. So in my class, sometimes I have 20 different countries from 6 different continents. So we talk about the peace. Of course, everybody have a different background of peace and governance, but we learn each other. So my class first have a lecture class, and then also other 20 minutes is for the group discussion. So people can learn not only reflecting a topic, but also the how they talk with other students or nationalities. Our program is a requirement credit is lower than the other place. That means you have more freedom to choose. If you know the specific topic you like to study, we are very intense. So I think it's good for the student to learn. We have a field work. My class is one of the field work classes. I take them to the Philippines to meet with the local people, how they talk, and then visiting with the JICA office or visiting with the embassy. And then how the diplomat work, how UN work, and then how all of the international actors work together. And then this is not only learning their work, but also your future job. If you think what kind of career you want to go, maybe you can pick their work. So I think it's good to go. My class is not only theoretical background, but also about their practical issues. So I will teach them how to make a project proposal, how to get the budget. Because if you don't have budget, nothing can do. So I think it is we trying to do something unique. And also I keep the Chatham House policy. So people can talk freely in my class, but people can use the information they learn in the class, but cannot identify who said what. So because we have different kind of students, we come from all over the world. So it's not only that some country doesn't have a freedom of speech. And that's why we trying to guarantee their space to talk. So that's how we trying to enjoy talking about the war with 20 different nationalities. And then in reality, those countries might be fighting each other, but we're still trying to talk. So I think this is not only the theoretical, but that's also they learn how to talk with other people too.
That sounds like a very unique spirit of the education. Maybe you can give a few examples, because you mentioned the students learn a variety of skills, which probably equips them to go into different fields after graduation. So what would be typical careers your former students landed jobs in?
Actually, my students, many of them went to the grad schools, and then they are focused on the peace building and the international corporations. So they are keen to work in the peace building.
So that would mean probably in capacities like think tanks or governmental organizations.
Yes. Or like international NGOs or UN agencies. That's what they're looking for.
Professor Kagawa, thank you very much for being our guest today and for providing such a lot of very interesting insights. Now, before we finish, do you have a final message for students around the world who might be thinking about studying at Waseda, or even researchers who might be considering taking up a position in Japan?
Social innovation and peace building will be born from the dialogue, and then we need to respect also diversity. So Waseda can offer this environment and some political condition too. And so this is Japan and also Waseda open a door for the all who want to study and then research. So I think we are looking forward to working with you. Come in, Waseda.
Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your expertise with us, Professor Megumi Kagawa.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
And thanks to all our listeners as well. For more conversations from the corridors of Waseda University, don't forget to subscribe and tune into the next episode on Rigorous Research, Real Impact. Until then, take care and stay curious.